Brian Walshe. Is the dog barking on that? Brian Walshe, President Future, Visible and Invisible for What We Want to Know. And we want to know...
Was Anna cheating on Brian?
Oh boy.
Where is the body? And why did he blatantly search all of that how to murder stuff?
Okay. And for what's hidden and hidden behind darkness, and the God on the stage will reveal the answers to our questions.
What are you feeling with this one?
I'd rather not say. I'm going to kill it. I already kind of know. But here we go. First two coming out for the whole full reading. Full reading for Brian Walshe. Here we go.
What a fool.
Whatever. Here we go. Woof.
Damn.
You guys wanted to know?
Oh, man. No way.
Right off the
He killed her.
Holy crap.
He killed her. So you want to know if he killed her? He killed her. There's nothing else to say there. He killed her. How old was his wife?
39, I think.
She's way younger than him. She's younger.
Not
He
by,
killed her.
Not by a lot.
It says in the crossing of that, it says, like at first it was like a relief, celebration for him. Like,
What?
yeah, well, yeah, he killed her.
Sick one.
Hold on. It says, but now, like he's tainted. He's tainted everything on him. It's his energy, everything is now tainted, it's saying. And it says, in the past, money was good. Well, money's good. It says he was patient. Like it's trying to tell you, the reason he looked up the murdering stuff was because he was patient. He did everything in a series of time. He didn't do it like the day before or the week before. He already had been planning this. This is something he was planning for a while.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Premeditated.
Definitely premeditated murder. There's no doubt. Yeah, premeditated. Yeah, come on, guys. He says it right in the get-go. That was fucking... For the first card to come out as death? Fuck,
I've
come
never
on,
seen
man.
that.
You know what?
In any of your true crimes, that has never happened.
No, never. Maybe...
Like, bam, yup.
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah, straight up, he did it. He killed her. It's right there. It says there was no other choice. He felt like he had no other choice. There was no other road to go down. It says for some reason, so maybe she was cheating though, guys, because it says he knew they weren't going to be able to reconcile. They weren't going to be able to get over this, is what he's saying. Something they weren't going to be able to get over. It says, and then God says, and so he had to turn his whole world up, his whole house upside down. In other words, the whole house was turned upside down. They didn't see eye to eye on certain things, and that's what finally turns him upside down. So God on her side, God against him, and then it says, he says he didn't think it would be a problem. Like he figured, he researched it, he did everything he had to. Like I tell you guys, if I was a killer and I was going to kill someone, I would be very patient. Like I'm saying that I would ever do that, but I would buy stuff like a year ago. I would, I would calculate 3-4 years before I ever did anything, and I would just start putting stuff away, and little by little, because that's a little normal thing. You buy trash bags, you buy things, you buy cleaners here and there. We have cleaners under there. Ellie made me buy those.
We'll check on you in a year.
Yeah. Check on me in a year, guys. All right. It says, yeah, she's upside down. So it talks about he had to make the problem go away, and the only way was to make her go upside down. It says it's an injustice. It's an injustice what has happened. It's horrible. It says, and in the crossing of that, because she had a lover. So he must have caught her. He must have found out, and this was his way to pay her back because he was, angry, devastated. Whatever. I'm just saying, like, whatever. Like, I mean, this is his reasoning. Not, I mean, if I found out he was she was be gone. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna give up my freedom for nobody. Heck that. It says this was a decision. He was free to make this decision. This was a decision he made on his own. It says. Because if not, things were going to be incomplete. Like things were never going to be the same. It says he wanted to return to making money without any hindrances or being humiliated. A very narcissistic kind of point of view. You know what I mean? It says, and things were just he couldn't wait for things to just happen for themselves, like for karma to hit or whatever. He needed to be judge, jury, and executioner, and that's what he felt. It says. This was his family, and this is what he believed. Like this is what's fucked up. It says, what's crazy is it says it celebrated, like this was his way to feel good. It said this was the way he wouldn't be destroyed. It says so he wouldn't be angry anymore. It says, but in the end, he didn't realize there would be no new beginnings. In other words, he figured he would get away with it. Like everybody else who commits murder, you figure like I keep talking like I would do this, I would do that. But I'm sure somewhere in the process of that, I would probably fuck up. Either I said something or went somewhere. I mean, you would have to be a complete mastermind. I think the only way people really get away with murder is the people who are serial killers who kill someone randomly. Because then there's no real ties to you, there's no real motive, there's no nothing. I think when there's someone that's close to you that goes missing, they're going to go through you like a fine-tooth comb. Like, they're going to try to pick on everything. All right, so it says at the same time, it talks about a big change. Like, he needed something to change, a big change for himself, and a new way of life and a new home. It says, but now, that there was stress. There was so much stress. This is what he felt he needed to do.
Do you realize he got caught in an art scam, and that's why he's no longer to work. He's no longer able to work. He stole money away from investors.
Well, maybe that's another thing. I mean, when you can't make money, it's another thing. So, but to just kill her randomly because he fucked up, I don't think that's his motive. I think his motive was, what he found out. And if she was going to end up leaving him and they weren't going to be able to reconcile,
Revenge.
Where does that leave him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It says, unhealthy, like this is the energy turned everything upside down. He says, he moved forward with this. It says until completion. Like I said, there were steps that he took, little different things that he did until he knew he had everything ready to go, and then he completed his thing. It says, but he wasn't a master of it. Like come on, he went to the internet on his kid's thing, and here's all this stuff. His kid's not looking up, hey, how do I fucking, you know what I mean? There's no way.
Yeah, the oldest son, or the oldest child is 6 years old.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. So, I mean, that's what I mean. He went forward with it all. He took all the steps that he felt he needed to take. It says, and in the end, he humiliated. He looks like a fool. It says, and now he's stressed beyond your imagination. It says, in that patience that he had, because, I mean, really and truly, I think when people are in relationships in the moment, you don't have the patience to wait for something to happen. Like someone cheats on you or something happens, you're angry. You want revenge. You want that person to feel what you're feeling, or you don't deserve this. And so to be able to sit back and kind of be patient enough to make this work means he knew he was going to go through with it from the moment he thought about it. Like, I'm going to have to make sure I don't make any mistakes is what I'm kind of trying to say. He was patient is what it's saying. It says, he says he was unhappy, through all of it. He was discontent, but he had to, there's the card. He had to do everything perfectly so it'll fall into place in his mind. It says, and that's what cuts off his head. Because he went to do everything perfectly, he had to do research. And those are all things that lead back to him now.
This is his girlfriend or wife?
Wife.
Yeah.
So I wonder how long ago he found out that she was cheating.
That's another scary thing. How long did it take? We don't know. Well, Michelle doesn't have the information on telling us, although she should, on telling us when he looked up these things, or how long before she was murdered. When did he start buy all this stuff? How long before she was murdered? Because it's a process. But these things trace back to him that cut off his head in the end. You know what I mean? It says, and now there's karma. So yeah, he killed her. It's right off the get-go. It says it's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate situation. But some people think they can change things, and in the end they destroy themselves. It says he felt like he had no other road. He said he did love her in his own twisted way, I guess, and he wanted things to work out. It says, but he's weak. He's really a weak man. Like a person who has to take someone else's life because that person doesn't want you anymore, and you're kind of losing everything. So if I can't be happy, nobody can. Or if she's being with someone else, and I need to take this away from her. Maybe he had become a person who was not cohabitable anymore. That really happens. Cleaning, cleansing, stuff like that, and that happens to a lot of people, and so people get disgruntled with that. It says, the fact that she had another relationship. It says, and she was going to go on in love.
And you think because he was like losing everything, it was like, fuck it.
I think she was kind of his backbone at that point.
She had over $2 million worth of estate portfolios.
There you go. So there you go. And her to go missing would kind of save him financially as well. So he had a lot of reasons that the motives are all there. and then he could, he could return to love someone else or do something else without her. It says, the fact that they weren't going to reconcile or they weren't going to be able to work things out, it says, was happening quickly. It was happening really fast. That's what accelerated everything. And he figured in order to make the sunshine for himself, he'd have to, do what he needed to do. But there's no triumph there. It says, and just because, she's upside down doesn't make things good. There's no good or bad. Like, you destroyed it. We're never going to know. We're never going to know how the story could have ended between them, because maybe he could have had the balls to get back up and get into some type of business and build himself back up and win her back. We don't know that. He took away the opportunity for her to decide. And he did it in such a premeditated way that it's kind of gross. It's kind of disgruntled. You know what I mean?
Now his kids are going to grow with no parents.
He has
kids.
How many?
3 kids.
Oh, you said the oldest is 6. Yeah.
6, yeah.
Wow.
There you go. So that's even worse. It says that God, let's see what God is saying. It says God's brokenhearted, bro. That's interesting. It says, for a man who gave into the dark side, look at the devil. The devil's upside down. For a man who gave into the devil, it says at this point, the chance he took and the risk he took, it says he thought would make him happy. That's the devil making you feel like this is going to make you feel better. You killing this person is going to make you feel better. You're stealing from them. You're hurting them. You're getting vengeance is going to make you feel better. And it really doesn't, guys. You know what's made me feel better from all the people who try to destroy me? Becoming successful. And God helping me to become successful. That's what's kind of made me look back and be like, you thought you destroyed me. I'm undestroyable. You know what I mean? I'm not going to allow you to destroy me because I'm going to stay close to God. It says, and those were the things the choice he had made between good and bad, between good and evil. And it seems like that's always the case. It really is, even in Disney. So those are the decisions we had to make, and he made the wrong one. It says, and that decision turned his house upside down. It says, he returned to lying and deceiving. He misled these people. He kind of ran them around. He told them things that to try to hide his tracks and to do stuff. And in the end, it's coming back to bite him in the ass, right? It says that's what's bringing him to his knees. That's what kind of making him more even suspect. I think people don't know how to act. Well, who would? How do you act after you've just killed someone? There's serial killers who act like nothing.
No, you have to be like your
that has to be who you are.
Your body language, everything has to be perfect.
Yeah, because when I look at all of you, I know your telltale signs. You walk into my house, I know what's going on with you. I see you, I know what's going on with you. I see you, I definitely know what's going on with you. With you, I see this, I know what's going on or what's happening with you. Tells. Yeah, everybody has tells. Even me. Mm-hmm. You guys know when I'm pissed. There's no doubt. Like, everyone's like, fuck that, we're not going out.
I still have
we're
to show
fine.
up. I still show up.
There you do, that's right. Yeah. All right. So anyway, it says his past, she was angry. I think, she was tired of him. I think she was getting fun. Look at him. He doesn't look like he was really taking care of himself. And at that point, who knows where he was mentally, but she was angry with him. Like, she was like, didn't want to do anything with him anymore. He wasn't
from what it sounds like, he wasn't doing the right choices. Because, if he lost his job come on, that's pretty fucked. You're breaking people. Especially
when you're already making money and you try to commit fraud.
He was arrested on suspicion of selling fake Andy Warhol paintings.
There you go. So that takes some balls, you know what I mean? It says, defend, she was kind of trying to defend herself against him from the things he was going through. It says, and create opportunities for herself. It says, because the whole time it was a hardship. It says, and she didn't want to argue and fight anymore. She didn't want to be involved in that. She knew he was upside down. She knew he wasn't okay. And all he wanted was money. And there it is. All he wanted, the card for big money comes up. All he wanted was money. His world was upside down. It says, and he gave in to the chains that bind him, into the dark side. It says, that's what brings things to an end. It says, he didn't want to be alone, but, that was his biggest thing. He didn't want to be left alone. He didn't want to have to do it all by himself. And it's understandable. None of us really do, but not understandable enough to take someone's life. Because I know I could find someone tomorrow. You know what I mean? If I had to. No offense, babe, I don't want to. But if I had to, if I really want to do it, I'd find someone tomorrow. And no matter what, I always have God, so I'm cool. You know what I mean? There's no void anymore. But of course I'd miss my wife because I love her. It's different. And we don't have problems like that. It says there was no problem to turn her upside down in this injustice. Like, his anger and his own demise were already kind of, there's no real remorse. I mean, to kill someone I mean, gruesomely, because I'm seeing pieces.
Like sociopathic traits.
A friend.
I'm seeing pieces of body. Is what I'm seeing. Body parts is what I'm seeing.
That was my next question.
There's not going to be one place. It's scattered.
Chopped up.
Shit.
You scattered it. That's what I'm seeing. Body parts scattered it so that you couldn't just find one thing. So it'd be easier to bury one piece here and one piece there, and here a piece, there a piece, everywhere a piece. I mean, and then that makes it really difficult. You know what I mean? Plus, he was trying to dissolve things. That was smart, but to go cut somebody up is kind of, I don't know if I can do that. That's God.
I don't have it in me.
I don't either. Yeah, I was gonna say something, but that's not funny.
I don't think I could stab anybody.
Me neither.
Okay. If I had to live, I would. To survive, I would. If I had to fight to save my family and have to take someone's life,
yeah, that's different. But for pleasure,
you're not gonna hurt my family.
But for pleasure,
no. But I talked to you guys about what we talked about earlier with the cat. Remember?
Yes.
That's some scary shit. And for me to admit that to you guys, probably, whoa, that guy's sick. It says, he knew that he had to turn her upside down. It shows it still. It says he didn't want to get. He was tired of being depressed. He was kind of hanging there in a way, and at the same time thinking this is the right, perfect opportunity for me, because she was offering love somewhere else. It says, but again, no triumph. It says what kind of sets everything off, what kind of triggers him, is the fact that he knows that she has a lover. It says that's what turned him upside down. That's why he had to be very calculating, because he knew that would be the motive they came after. If they ever found out that she had a lover, even though it probably was so well hidden, because he doesn't have proof of it. I don't think he has proof of her having a lover, but she did. So it says he had to wait. He had to be patient. It was delayed. It says until he felt that there was no more obstacles and he had figured everything out. It says, did he truly love her? No. He did love her at one point, but he didn't love her anymore because he was angry. It says, and that's the burden he's carrying now. It says, but there's going to be something good that comes out of this. Even though she leaves as a mother upside down because of her children, it says her spirit is always with them. In other words, she hasn't left her children yet because she's still there with them, which is a tough thing to hear. It says she's just waiting for him to go upside down. She's just waiting for him to be finished. Like you would say, someone sticks around to find their murder or whatever, he's going to get his. There's no doubt. He's going down, guys. So, yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, we found out at the beginning of the reading. We knew in the beginning of the reading. And at the end of the day, right off the get-go, like the first card, which was really scary, I think it was just anger. I mean,
I feel like he was just losing everything. What does he got to lose?
What's crazy to me, though, is in a crime of passion, right? In a crime of passion, it's in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
How sick was he that he weathered all that? I couldn't, if I knew my wife was cheating on me or she was doing stuff behind my back, I don't think I could be in the same house with her. I couldn't keep living with her knowing that was going on. You know what I mean? And knowing that I was plotting to destroy her, there's no way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? No. Yeah, no. I would just...
No, that was...
Karma candle, let it hit him in the ass.
That's a lot of hatred there, because if he chopped up the body...
That's a lot of hatred.
That's sick.
That's some crazy shit.
Describe a family friend as a sociopath.
See?
But also a very angry and physical violent person. And then even before they got married around 2014, she made a call to police stating that he threatened her and a friend that he was going to murder her. But then a year later ends up marrying the guy.
Oh.
So she saw the signs before.
She saw it then.
She saw the signs before.
So those signs signs didn't open up her eyes?
Nope.
No, I think it was money, man.
I saw the signs.
Money. He had money. He had money.
Did he?
Well, I mean, he must have had money at that time. He was selling fraudulent paintings, and so he was portraying himself. He was portraying himself to be something he wasn't. And some women dig that shit. Some women dig the guy who's doing some shady shit. Some shady shit, because as long as he's got the money, he can give me the honey.
It's that rush too, It's cool.
I mean, the one time that I had to get cones and I got some, my wife was like, "Ooh, you're so sexy."